Now, back to your friends, Don and Gino.
You're here with the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show on your hometown station, AM 1220 KHTS. Every Thursday, 12 p.m. to 2 p.m. And thank you for that nice fade out, Shannon. Woo.
It's just about as good as my fade on my haircut.
Yeah. And like you said, this is not the table to be talking about haircuts. Would not be prudent.
Hey, I think it was less than zero from the mid 80s that would describe the haircut I have right here.
Yeah. There we go. Yes, bald is beautiful. All right, you're in that. If you recognize that voice, it's Rob Schwartz with Eureka Review, our college planning expert. What's nice is Rob brings more to the table than just, hey, I can help you figure out how to finance. I mean, so many college planners these days, Rob, from what I hear when I talk to a lot of our clientele and stuff when we're handling finances, that they just revolve around trying to figure out how to qualify for more scholarships or qualify for more funding and stuff. But they got to really think about the child. How do we help your child get into the school of their dreams? How do we help them with a test that they're stressed out? I've never met a kid that wasn't stressed out about the SAT or ACTs.
It's a high stakes test, and it's not an exam that any kid is generally prepared for on their own. I mean, think about our own experiences. How many times have we in our lifetimes taken an exam that is designed to mess with your head that lasts at least 4 hours? I mean, it's nasty. It's meant to be.
I mean, we really haven't taken one since the NMLS exam. Our national licensing exam is exactly that. It's meant to mess with your head, and it's 4 hours long.
Yeah, and everybody was stressed out about it, too.
Yeah, everybody was stressed out about it.
And a lot of people, a lot of our competitors didn't pass it.
Actually, it's kind of sad, funny and sad, but many people that have been in the industry 5, 6, 7, 10 years couldn't pass the test.
Now they're working for a bank, just so you know.
That doesn't require them to pass the exam. Isn't that scary that all the federally chartered banks don't require any of their employees that originate mortgages to be passing the licensing exam?
Yeah, they can go straight from being a bank teller to handling your mortgage.
It's a little terrifying.
Yeah, biggest asset of your life or debt in your life, and that's who you're going to. So please look to a professional. Again, you can always reach out to us at 855-DON-GINO. Or donandgino@gmail.com, or go to our website. A lot of great information, including about 100. Go to our YouTube channel. There's probably 180 shows on it, 300, 400 clips on it.
And quite a few of them with Rob Schwartz.
Yeah, you pull up Rob Schwartz on there, you'll have so much great information about how to help your child or your grandchildren get into the college of their dreams. And you always have nice little tidbits that always surprise us. It's kind of fun.
Well, that's why I'm here, for crying out loud. You guys want good stuff. That's why I'm here.
Well, what's cool is you brought something, but I didn't know it was happening. There's some local courses that you might have a little help with.
I do indeed. As you guys are kind enough to introduce me as the Director of Community Outreach for Eureka Review, our parent company is the Princeton Review, and I proudly represent them. I worked for them for a number of years before moving to Eureka. And locally, I don't have much to offer in the way of Eureka, but Princeton has a couple of outstanding classroom programs that run at Valencia High School every summer. There are 2 going on this year that I wanted to let your listeners know about. They are probably the best courses you can take in this valley. I actually will put my own 2 cents and my own money behind that, and I'm about to do so. For those of you who are really interested in taking a top-flight Turnover All Stones program at Valencia High School, Princeton Review is offering a Monday-Wednesday program beginning in July 7th through August 13th. So for those of you who want to do your prep in the summer, it finishes in the summer, and then you can go back to school and just do a little bit of refresher before the actual test. Wonderful. It's here for you. It's ready to go. What about those of you who want to take it all the way up to the exam date in October? Great. Beginning August 16th and running through pretty much the end of September is another exact same program at Valencia High School. So whether you want to work during the school year but takes your prep all the way up to the exam, which I think is preferable, it's available for you. If you want to get it out of the way and done in the summer, great, it's available for you. What I'm going to offer, I'm going to say it as slow as I can. Jot this down if you're in your car. Try to put it onto a piece of paper or try to remember it. Very easy. Here's an extra $50 off of any promotion Princeton Review is running for these courses. TPRSSF, as in Frank, 50. If you enter that code when you go to purchase either of those programs, you'll get an additional $50 off of whatever the going rate is at the day that you sign up.
Shannon, you can put that on our Facebook page, right? All right. Shannon's going to make sure that gets on our Facebook page. A little $50 discount. Everybody can use an extra $50. Go to dinner after you do the test prep.
There you go. Bingo.
All right. So what are these? Explain what that class is in depth. Is it a crash course or is it just prep in general?
Oh, no. This is the whole enchilada.
Okay.
This is 30 hours of in-class instruction,
Wow.
plus online tools, plus 4 proctored full-length exams. If you need additional time, it is offered in the local office. This is as comprehensive an SAT course as you are going to find, period. And it's offered at a fraction of a price as some of the other competitors who, frankly, I think overkill it. I can't name names without, I don't want to be derogatory towards my peers. But there is one particular competitor in this valley who I think makes SAT prep a lifelong learning program. There are many other things you can do with your time in the summer that are far more valuable than SAT or ACT prep, guys. Just do what you need to do to be successful.
I like it. All right, so you can get prepared this summer. That's cool. And I like that you have there's 2 options too, because some probably want to like take a break, when they get off of school, and then do a little prep, and then have a little time away, or like you said, just get it done right before the test so it's fresh.
That depends on what kind of student you are. Again, it's like the difference between ACT and SAT. I know for me, I study best like 22 seconds before I have to take the test. Right?
I'd be doing it right up to the day of.
Yeah. I mean, I've got to cram as much as I can the night before, and that's just how I study best. And people say, you're a procrastinator. No, well, yes, but yeah. But at the same time, that's just how I learn best. Because if I studied something right now and had to take a test 6 months from now, there's no way I'd do well on it.
That's completely pragmatic. It's completely logical, and I agree with both of you. I'm in the same boat. But what about the kid who says, well, we're taking a family vacation to Europe. Well, I guess you're not going to be around in July to take that program. Or what if I have an internship with a local physician or at a local hospital, and I'm trying to learn more about the field of medical practice, and I'm going to declare a pre-med bio major. Well, that's going to trump SAT prep in my eyes, and I'm a test prep guy. Use your summers practically and responsibly. That means you find a way to squeeze some test prep in there, but it should not be a priority.
All right.
Wow.
Good stuff from Robert Schwartz, Director of Community Outreach for Eureka Review and Independent College Counselor with Total College Planning. How can they get a hold of you, Rob?
The phone number I'm going to give you rings in my pocket. It is 818-359-3779. Or email me. It's my first name, Rob, R-O-B, at eurekareview.com.
Rob at eurekareview.com. So you should be reaching out to Rob to get your children or your grandchildren all set up for college. It'll change your life. I know. I wish I would have had that prep. Would have made me a lot more prepared and a lot less stressed about heading into it.
No, I got to tell you.
I didn't know what to look for. Honestly, I went into it and I'm like, And I agree with you. Just going in there and just taking the test cold did not help my confidence.
Yeah, no, I was not prepared. Other than a couple practice exams that were given at school, I really wasn't prepared. Granted, it wasn't my focus. I was focused on business and other things, but it definitely wasn't prepared at all. It would have been a lot more comforting to know that I was a little prepared.
And let's go one step further and realize that we're all a couple years down the road now. The test didn't hold as much value then as it does now. It is far more competitive now to get into those top 25 or top 40 schools than it was when we applied. I went to UCLA. I'm a very proud Bruin, but I am the first one to tell you in this room that if you took my grades, my test scores, my extracurricular activities, and my essays and sent them to UCLA this year, they would have laughed at me.
Wow.
Well, they knew what they're getting with you, though, sir.
Loser.
No, very, very, very sharp man. I always enjoy having conversation with you, and we love you being on the show because you know your stuff, and you do study your stuff. You come prepared, and you're passionate. Oh, my gosh, you're so passionate about what you do. You love helping people. You love helping these kids get prepared. You know the value of it. And how much that would have helped you in getting into school. Like you said, you would have needed this to get into UCLA at this time frame.
It goes even one step further. Everything you said is absolutely 100% accurate. I do what I do because I screwed up when I was 15 and 16 and 17, and I didn't ask the interesting questions, and I didn't really dig into who I was or what I cared about or who was I going to come out the other side of that tunnel as. I had no idea. So I went and completed my bachelor's degree and had no idea who I was. So I put life on hold and I went to graduate school. And I came out the other side and I said, that's great. Now what am I going to do? And I have a degree in political science and business administration. Have you heard anything about political science or business administration?
Thank goodness, no.
Thank goodness. I have a master's degree in U.S. and military history. Have we talked about anything that would use that degree today?
No, but I enjoy hearing about it. You and my sister, you guys know all that history stuff. You guys are crazy.
You're making me feel really good because you're supporting my policy on college all along, which is everything you learned was useless. This is great.
Well,
that goes well with the show. Thank you, Gino.
Part of my
it's not for everyone.
Part of my responsibility now is to make sure that those students understand exactly what it is they're buying, why they're buying it, how they're going to use it, how it affects their bottom line and the bottom line of their parents. And if they understand the system and they understand where the fear really should lie, and frankly, it's not getting into college, it's paying for it. That's the other thing that has changed so much since we applied to college.
Yeah.
The cost of college, just for the record, the Cal State and the UC system, those that our listeners know as well as anything, as what we know as well as anything, up until 2 years ago, had 10 consecutive years of price hikes. An entire decade, every year, the price went up. So that very affordable education that we had access to in the 80s or the 90s doesn't exist anymore. Furthermore, the graduation time, what was 4.5 years is now 5.5, 6 years at these institutions.
Yeah, that was starting to happen.
Ching is right.
It was starting to happen when
All
I was
right. Well, that just depressed me. Let's talk about something that you have pulled up your sleeve. Is the procrast list, I call it. Those procrastinators that didn't think they can get into some really great colleges. Rob secretly found this list. Actually, he did his research and pulled it up for you. And we'll be right back with the list. You don't want to miss this out when we come back to the Don and Gino Real Estate and Finance Show.